So my name is Judy Miller. I do some of the basic training webinars, and today the webinar that we're going to be focusing on is our campaign builder. And this is the best webinar ever because I get to show you how to automate with Infusionsoft. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the question box and I'll get to them after the webinar at the end, the last 15 minutes. I really do need to focus because there's so much to go over. So please ask questions, but I probably won't get to them during the webinar, or I will get to them and they just naturally flow inside the webinar. Yesterday I was a little bit choppy because I was looking at questions instead of concentrating. So there's a lot to learn today with our campaign builder. So welcome and let's get started. Again, my name is Judy Miller and I'm really excited about this one. It's my favorite webinar of all. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to be able to create a lead capture campaign. I'm going to show you how to create a web form. Infusionsoft calls it a web form, but you may know it as a contact us form. I'm going to show you what a sequence is and how to create a sequence. You're going to understand the simple, basic ingredients of a campaign, and I'm going to show you how to get campaigns for free. So if anybody knows me by now, they know that I love free stuff, so you'll be able to get some free stuff out of this. So I want to introduce you to something new. This is called our strategy guide. And when you first go into the Infusionsoft Campaign Builder for the very first time, and even the second and third time, you're going to see this banner. And the cool thing about this is if you click on Browse Campaign Templates, it's going to bring you into this screen, which you get to pick your industry. So, hey, I'm an online store, or hey, I'm a coach and consultant, and it will show you the campaigns that go with that specific industry. Best practices, what we've tried out that are tried and true. And also on some of them, we have 10 done so far. There are videos that are already done for you that you're going to be able to watch that will take you step by step on how to do that video. Here's even the other best part. There's also a chat button on each of those campaigns that you can actually chat with a software expert and say, hey, I don't know what fields to put on this web form. What do you think I should put on? And you're going to be helped with an Infusionsoft expert. So we're not only showing you a video, but we're going to hold your hand too. So try those out later on today and see how that goes. And click on the chat. You may even be chatting with me. So that's really cool. They're real live Infusionsoft people that you're going to be able to chat with. So with your Infusionsoft application, you do have access to our Help Center. Our Help Center is located at help.infusionsoft.com. At our Help Center, you have access to our user guide, you have access to our tech support numbers, and you have access to more self-help learning. So by clicking on the webinar tab, you can either go into our mastermind webinars, which are recorded by Infusionsoft experts, or you can sign up for more basic training webinars. We do them every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 10 o'clock. So as I said before, I love giving out things for free, and this PDF that I'm going to be sending with your recording is absolutely amazing. And what it is 5 pages of technical writing based on every single thing that you can find in the campaign builder. So how to apply a tag goal, how to use a web form goal, how to use a landing page goal. And it will not only have a little box that goes to it, but will also explain it underneath. It's 5 pages long. It's going to really be valuable to you, and I'm going to send you this for free for coming to my webinar. So thank you for joining me. So Infusionsoft Campaign Builder. There's only 2 ingredients that you really need to know about in order to build your first very simple campaign and even build up to building a more complex campaign. The first ingredient is a goal. And a goal is represented by a circle inside our campaign builder. And a goal is what you want the contact to do. Hey, I want the contact to fill out a form. I want the contact to fill out a landing page. You can see we have lots of different goals. Form submitted, landing page submitted, tag applied, email click linked, or email link clicked. Today we're going to focus on the web form is submitted, or the contact us form is submitted, or sign up for my newsletter form is submitted. We're going to focus on that one today. But in that technical writing sheet that I'm sending you, the PDF, it's going to go over all of these, and the campaign strategy guide has different goals to start out with, so that will help you out too. Web forms are awesome because they can be used on your website. The URL can be used in a Facebook ad, the URL can be used in a direct mailer, or it can be used in a link in your email. Hey, if you want to find out more about my webinar, click here and register now. And you can put that link in an email or on a postcard. So they're very valuable, and that's why I chose the web form to work on today. The second ingredient is a sequence. And when a goal is achieved, so a web form is successfully filled out or a landing page is successfully filled out, Infusionsoft will automatically push that person into a sequence. So when a goal is achieved, it will push people into a sequence, and the sequence is represented by this rectangle. And the sequence is actually the Disneyland of Infusionsoft. It's where all of our automation magic happens. In a sequence, you can send off an email, put in a timer for maybe 2 days, send off another email, and this happens automatically, put in another timer for 2 days, and maybe create a task for you to give that person a call or send that person a free gift or whatever you want to do with that new contact. So the sequence is where the magic in Infusionsoft happens, and there's lots and lots of stuff that can happen in that sequence. And today we're going to focus on sending off emails, but as you can see, you can set a field value. You can assign an owner. You can create an appointment. You can send a SMS text message if you have an add-in kind of like plus this, that you can add an HTTP post. There's lots of stuff that can happen inside this sequence. So what you need to remember is a goal connects to a sequence. And if you can remember that the circle connects to a rectangle, you can build your first very basic, simple campaign and even go on to building more complex campaigns. So let me show you how to do that inside of Infusionsoft. I'm going to open up my Infusionsoft application. This should look really familiar to you. When you open up your Infusionsoft application, you're going to land on your dashboard. And I want to start out by building a campaign, so I'm going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo, come to Marketing, down to Campaign Builder, and click it one time. Now I put away that banner, but when you first go into it, you're going to have that strategy guide banner, which is going to help you choose your first campaign that Infusionsoft actually built out for you with copy, images, and everything. Some have images, some don't. So I'm going to build a brand new one. So I'm going to come over to the green button that says Create a Campaign. Now you'll be able to go into Browse Campaign Templates, and that will bring you back to that strategy guide. But I'm going to show you how to take those two ingredients, kind of like the Browse Campaign Templates are the Betty Crocker pre-made brownies that you can buy in a box and just add stuff to it. We're going to actually create our very own recipe by hitting Create a Campaign, and I'm going to click that one time. Once I do, a box is going to appear that's going to ask me to name this campaign. And just to let you know, name it what makes sense to you. If you have lots of people building out campaigns, you're going to want to be able to find yours. We're not going to judge you. Name it what it is, and this is going to be my newsletter sign-in. So I'm just going to call it Newsletter Sign-in. Or Sign Up. Newsletter Sign Up. This is new to select a category, and I'm just going to call this Lead Generation and hit Save, and now my campaign has a name. So if you come up to the black toolbar, all the way to the left, you'll see Newsletter Sign Up. That's what I named my campaign. But you're never stuck on that name. You can always come over to the right and click on the actions, and you can always rename your campaign. So you're never stuck on anything inside Infusionsoft. You can always come in and edit whatever you make. So this is my campaign canvas, and it's a little bit intimidating, so it's like, where do I start? What do I do first? That's why those strategy guide campaigns are so awesome, because they're already created for you. But we're going to start with a web form like I talked about before. So I'm going to come to my goals. I'm going to grab a web form, and I'm just going to drag it out to my canvas and make it a little bigger. When I drag it out to the canvas, you'll see underneath the web form turn blue. And that is just asking you to rename it because we don't want everything called web form submitted. So I'm going to call this Newsletter Sign Up. Newsletter sign up form. Name it what it is, because if you ever want to reproduce it and find it in another campaign, it's going to be so much easier for you if you name it what it is. Now, if you remember, I said a goal connects to a sequence, so I'm going to actually build out my foundation first. Here's my goal. Here's my sequence. And if you notice when I dragged it onto the canvas, Untitled Sequence appeared. It's in blue. It wants you to rename it, so I'm going to call this Welcome and More. Name it what it is, because if you ever want to replicate it in another campaign, it will be really hard to find if you just leave it untitled sequence. Now I need to connect them together. To connect any two icons inside of Infusionsoft's Campaign Builder, just hover over the one to the left, grab the arrow, and move it to the one to the right. And that's how you add the arrow. If you ever want to disconnect an arrow, just highlight it. Two little blue boxes will appear on each side of the arrow, and hit delete. Want to add it again? Hover over the icon to the left, hold on to it, drag it to the icon to the right. Super easy. So now we have the basis for our campaign. We have a goal and we have a sequence. They're both gray in color, and gray in color means that it's not formatted yet. It's in default mode. So we need to go in and change those, and we're going to build those out right now. I'm going to pause for a second though and get a drink of water. And I'm back. So to start building this out, I'm going to put my cursor inside the web form icon, and I'm going to double click. And when I double click, Infusionsoft is going to know to open up the web form builder, because that's the goal that I chose out of my toolbar. So it's pretty cool, pretty easy. Let me go to change this to my regular connection so I'm get this faster. There we go. When you open up the web form builder, it will automatically appear in default mode, and this is exactly what it looks like right here. And you get to add to it. You get to add content, you get to add a title, you get to add fields, and you get to change the button. So I'm going to add my title first by coming to Snippets, grabbing Title, dropping it right on the top of my form. And now that it's there and it's in Latin, I'm going to change it by highlighting over it, and I'm going to say sign up for my newsletter. But I'm going to do it with my personality, get my awesome newsletter. You can always come here and highlight your title, come to Format, and I can change the color right here. So it's the same stuff that you have in Microsoft Word. I can change the color. Super, super easy. Now, because my title, Get My Awesome Newsletter, butts right up to my first field, it's a little bit squishy looking, so I want to make it look nicer. I can come to Snippets, grab my spacer, put it right underneath my title, and let it go. And now you can see there's some space between that. It looks way, way, way better. Infusionsoft automatically defaults with first name and email address as the fields that you want to collect. If you need the last name also, hey Judy, I need their last name because I'm a doctor's office and I want to call them Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Awesome. Since first name's already there, double click first name and this box will automatically pop up, and I can choose last name. I can require it or not require it just by toggling that little button. Hit save. And now you can see I also have last name. Now be sure that you only ask for the amount of information that you definitely need. Because the more information you ask for in a form, the more it becomes a form blocker. I personally don't want to give out my first name and my last name, because then you guys are going to search for me on Facebook. So some people don't want to do that. So make sure that the fields that you ask for match what you're giving out. If you're giving out a free consultation, you need their phone number. If they're just signing up for a newsletter, you don't need their phone number. If they're just signing up for a newsletter, you don't need their address and you don't need their gender. But if you do personal training and you want to send the information based on gender, if they're a male or female, definitely you can add gender to those fields. The way to add more fields is simply come to the field snippet and just drag what you need. I need their phone number. Just drag down phone number. This box will pop up and I can get rid of that phone 1, hit save, and now phone number will appear. If you want to put in content, I can come to my snippets and I can even add a paragraph to tell them what they're going to be getting with my newsletter. Hey, don't miss out. Get my 5 free ideas or 1 idea a month, whatever you want to put there. If I decide I don't want content, I can hit the trash can. If this form is going to go on your Facebook page, you may want to put your logo. Simple. image, and you can add your logo just like that. Double click, and I can add my Infusionsoft logo. Show you what that looks like real quick. I need to get to my eyes. Put it in the center. I can shrink it or grow it, and there I have it just like that. But if it's going on your website, and your website already has a banner with your logo, then there's no need to have another banner, so you can just get rid of it. The last thing we're going to do in this form is we're going to change the submit button. Submit is very generic, so I want it to pop out, so I'm going to double click the button, and when I do, the button builder will open up. I'm going to change it to get it now, or sign up now, or raise my hand, or save me a seat, or I want in. Anything but submit. I can change the alignment to left, right, or center. And if I toggle on the advanced styling, I can even change the color of the button and make it really pop out. I can change the font. I can make the border thicker, and I can even customize it and make it bigger or smaller just by changing my width and height. When I hit save, you'll see that my button now is teal, and I made it a little bit bolder with the border. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, but a little bit wider, a little bit higher. And there we have it. So that's our form. Once the form is done, and you can always come back and edit it, you're going to come over to the right-hand top corner and you're going to hit that draft button and set it to ready. People get really scared to set up a form to ready and go, oh no, it's going to go out to all my people. It's not done yet. Don't be scared to set something to ready. Ready just changes the color in your visual campaign that you have on your campaign canvas, and also lets Infusionsoft know that you changed it out of default mode and added something to it. You can always come back and change it. The next thing we're going to do is all the way to the left, you'll see design. It's right under our black toolbar. We were just in design mode. Now we're going to go to the thank you page. And what the thank you page does is it lets the person know that, hey, you had a successful submission. You won't believe how many times I filled out a form on either Facebook or on the internet, and it just opens up the form again. I have no idea if it was successful, so I fill it out again and again and again. This thank you page automatically pops up to let the contact know that that form was submitted successfully. So I'm going to double click a great company and put in my own logo. I don't know why I always go past this. And it will automatically default. Thanks for filling out the form. I'll answer your question at the end, Darren, or Dylan, I promise. Thanks for filling out the form. I can change this to you got it. It will automatically default to their first name. If you don't want that, you can just delete it. We will contact you shortly. This is a great place for you, and you might want to write this down. This is a great place for you to let them know what to expect. You'll be getting the first newsletter immediately, and then you'll get one each month, every first Tuesday of the month. If you do not get an email shortly, as my welcome email, you may want to check your Gmail promotions tab or your spam folder. They may have a way of sneaking in there. Now, you wouldn't write that if you weren't just, kind of a whimsical company. You'd have to do it more formal if you're a real estate agent, if you are a financial agent. But if you're a coach or if you're doing personal training, hey, check your spam folder, check your Gmail. Sometimes they have a way of sneaking in there in the promotions tab. The last thing you're going to do here is it says click here to continue browsing. You can change that to whatever you want to change it to, go back to my website, etc. Just make sure you hit the link and link it to something. I'm going to link it to Infusionsoft.com. And hit Insert Update. The next tab is the Settings tab. And the Settings tab is your way of being notified via email that somebody filled out that form, and it will also give you all the information they filled out. If you want to be notified via email, just come down to where it says Notification Email and put in your email address. If you have more than one person that you want to be notified, put a comma, and put their email address. They don't need to be an Infusionsoft user. What's the email going to say? It's going to say whatever you put in the subject line. So a web form is filled out for my newsletter. Once you get lots and lots of web forms built, you're going to want to know exactly which one they filled out. This is new right here. This is the Google reCAPTCHA. If somebody fills out the form more than one time, a reCAPTCHA box is going to appear to find out if they're a robot or not, so that you don't get, robots and spams. So if you don't want to use that, just click on the checkbox and it will not bring that up. The last tab is the code tab. Just to let you know, you do not grab your code until your campaign is published. I got a lot of chats yesterday that people said, hey, my campaign's not working. Did you publish it? The landing page and the web form will not work until you publish the campaign. But since we're on this page, I'm going to show it to you anyway. If you're using a form to put on your website, if you're going to do it yourself, you're just going to come to the do it yourself and either grab this JavaScript snippet code or this HTML code, and you're going to go to your website, to your admin page, and put this code on the page that you want it to appear. If you're going to have a webmaster do it, click on Have Webmaster do it, put in their email address and say, hey, can you get this on page 1, 6, and 5 of my website immediately, please, thank you. They'll get everything they need. They do not have to be logged into Infusionsoft. If you don't have a website yet and you're like, hey, Judy, no website yet, we're just starting out, awesome. You can use a hosted version that Infusionsoft will actually host for you, and you can just use our URL right here. You just copy it, put it in an email, put it on a postcard, or post it on Facebook. The only difference between this web form URL and the pretty one is the pretty one, you can change the ending to it. So I can change this to be awesome. Man, I can't type. And sign up. Hit save. And now the ending changed from D95 to be awesome and sign up. That's it. This share with your network is a little bit of a stinker. This Facebook, if you link it to your Facebook and hit share, it will only go to your Facebook personal page. So people that sell essential oils or people that do real estate and they're connected to your personal page, that's awesome. But if you don't want them to visit your personal page, you would just use the hosted version and use that URL. But you can share it with any of your Twitter accounts. You just edit and add the Twitter account that you want it to connect with. I'm going to go back to the campaign by clicking on Newsletter Sign Up in the black toolbar. And now you'll see that my canvas changed a little bit. And now that web form is kind of light green, meaning that it's ready. It's not going to go out. It's not published. It won't even work. You can't even test it. But it's showing you as a visual that you did something different to it. I'm going to pause for a second, let you take that all in, get a drink of water. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our sequence. So I'm going to put my cursor right in the middle of the sequence and double click. And when I do, it will bring me into the sequence builder. Make it a little bit smaller. Let me get rid of this. There you go. Double click the sequence. Sequence builder opens up. If you'll notice, there's a start button right there. You don't even need to touch that. All that start button is telling you is, hey, somebody just filled out a form. What do you want to do next? That's what that start button means. What do you want to automatically happen next? That's what that little button is saying to you. Well, inside Infusionsoft, we organize our list with tags. So I want to tag these people that they're in my newsletter list. So I'm going to come down to Process. It's in our toolbar. I'm going to grab the tag, and I'm going to move it right next to the Start button. And you can see that the arrow automatically appears. If for some reason it's not there, you need to delete it. To add that arrow again, go to the icon to the left, grab the arrow, and push it into the icon to the right. Now the tag is gray, so I'm going to double click. And when I double click, the tag builder opens up. And I can either create a tag on the fly, or I can find a tag that I've already created. I'm just going to look for newsletter list. September newsletter sign up, I already have it. but I'm going to create a brand new one just to show you. Awesome NL list. Hit create. I'm going to choose a category. It's my prospect tag. And I'm going to hit save. And now I just created a brand new tag. Anyone that signs up with that form is going to get that tag. If you ever need to know what the tag is, double click and that box will appear. You can add more than one tag by just typing in another tag. I may want to know that they signed up on my website. So I may put website opt-in and have another tag. Then the person would get two tags. Let me show you. Oh my goodness, now they're getting two tags applied to their contact record. The next thing I want to happen is I want to send immediately a welcome email. So I'm going to do that by coming to communications, grabbing an email, and dropping it. If you notice something similar to the web form, it turned blue underneath, meaning you need to give it a new name. You don't want everything called untitled email. So I'm just going to name this what it is. It's a welcome email. To build out that email, I'm simply going to double click the email. And if you were with me yesterday, this will look very familiar. It will bring us into our email gallery. But yesterday I made a template and I saved it. So I'm going to come to my templates and I'm going to grab the exact email that I saved. Once you save an email in your little template repository here, they'll all show up and you can choose the one that you want. This is the one I made yesterday, but I'm going to come down and find my welcome. Doesn't look like it's there anymore. So I'm just going to grab this one, use template, and there's my email. If I want to add, there's not a logo there and I really want to add my logo, I'm just going to grab an image and put it on top and grab my Infusionsoft logo. That's done. I go edit anything I want to edit. When you're done with your email, come to the draft button, set it to ready, move your cursor all the way to the left, and that will bring us back into my sequence. And the email turned light green, meaning that it's done. Now what do I want to do? Well, I told him I'd send him a welcome email, and now I want to send him some more great information because I got a hot lead here. So what I'm going to do is come to my timers. I'm going to grab a delay timer. It's going to automatically connect to my email, and then I'm going to double click it because it's gray. When I double click it, my timer builder will open up, and 3 days is pretty good to wait. I think I'll keep it at 3 days. Hit save. Now my timer's green. And I want to send them another email with some more great information. I want to show them that I'm an expert in my field, and sometimes it takes 3 to 5 touches before anybody even clicks on a call to action. They want to get to know you first. They want to create that relationship. So I'm going to add another email. I can either come over to communications. Sorry, I need to let me turn my chat off so that it's not making noises during my webinar. There we go. We won't get any more dings during the webinar. So I can either come to communications and grab an email and bring it up here and then find it in the gallery. But to save time, I can just right click on the email I already have, hit Hey Infusionsoft, make a duplicate. And now I have the same exact email. I'm going to come change it to more stuff, email 2, double click it. And then I need to come in and edit because you don't want to send the same exact email 2 days later because they'll think you're a bobo head. So we're just going to come in and change it to, wow, more fun stuff. Hey, this is great. Thanks for joining. Set it to ready. Go back to my sequence by moving all the way over to the left and clicking on welcome and more. So there's my next email. I can move it over a little bit. And now I want to send another one, but I probably want to wait a few more days. So I'm going to grab my delay timer, double click it, and this time I want to wait 5 days. I think that's a good time to wait, and hit save. Grab my next email, drag it over, and when you make a duplicate, you do have to put the arrow in yourself. When you drag it from the toolbar, it will create the arrow for you. I'm going to call this email 3 and invite email 3. Double click, and this one I may invite them to a webinar. I go in and change whatever I need to change, set it to ready, go back to my sequence. I'm going to put one more timer in here. Double click, and this one I'm going to set for a week. So you can see you can do minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, or no delay will send it immediately. So I'm going to do weeks, hit save, and then I'm going to add an email. I'm going to connect them. And I can either keep on going all the way to the right, or I can start moving from left to right, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another timer, and then I'm going to add another email. So as you can see, everything that's light green is ready, everything that's gray is not ready. But I'm going to go ahead and publish this so we can test it out. The great thing is I have 3 days, and then I have 5 days, so I have a week before this first email goes out, and then I have another week before this one needs to be done. So I can come back in and edit this one and then republish so I can finish this later so that you can test it out and get it moving and grooving. So I'm going to come up to the draft button and let Infusionsoft know that my sequence is ready. Move my cursor all the way to the left, and now it will bring me back out into my campaign canvas. Now we have the webinars green, the sequence is green, so I'm ready to publish. I'm going to come up to the right-hand button in the right top-hand corner, and I'm going to hit publish. And when I do, Infusionsoft is going to put on little binoculars and check out that campaign, and it's going to let you know if the campaign is ready to use. The most important part of this checklist is the last check that says campaign passes functional inspection. That's telling you that everything that you have ready in this campaign is going to work as you intended. 3 elements are marked as not ready. Yep, we knew that. If you want to see what they are, not done yet email, not done yet email, and that delay timer. We knew that because they were gray in color. So thanks, Infusionsoft. And email's not personalized. So I didn't put their first name and say, hello, Judy, or hey, Judy, welcome, Judy. I didn't put her first name or merge their first name in. That's okay. You don't have to personalize emails. There's not a law saying you do. You can. Sometimes it's a good idea, but you don't have to. So now I'm going to hit the publish button, and once I do, Infusionsoft is going to change the look of your canvas. This is called reporting mode. You can find out more about that in our Help Center. Just type in reporting mode, and it will show you what active campaigns and queued campaigns means. But I'm going to go back into edit by coming up to the black toolbar, about a little bit to the right. I'm going to hit that edit button, and now our campaign changed to emerald green, and that means it's published and ready to test out and use. A really good idea is to go in and make this campaign and put 5-minute timers and test it out with yourself. So I'm going to test it out with me. I'm going to double click the form. Come on, open up. And there's 2 ways to test it out. You can either come here to test, and I can just put in my name, or I can come to my code, and that's what I'm going to do. Use the hosted version, click on the pretty URL. It's going to open up in another window hosted by Infusionsoft, so I don't need to have a web form, and I'm going to fill it out. And I'm going to give me a T as my starting name so that you can see. T.JudyMiller. My last name is Miller. My phone number is, and my email. Now I'm going to hit get it now, and because I picked the first name in the thank you page, it's going to automatically grab my first name, which I put as T.Judy, so you can see it grabs whatever they put there. So if they put Santa Claus, that's what's going to show up there. If I hit click here to continue browsing, it will bring me into Infusionsoft.com because that's what I connected it to. Now, if you remember, inside of our campaign, we have one active contact now. But inside of our campaign, as soon as somebody signs up, if we go into the sequence, Judy Miller should get 2 tags, and I should also get a welcome email automatically. So let's see if I do. I'm going to go to my campaign page of my library campaigns. I'm going to hit my active contacts. It should be T. Judy Miller. It's usually a lot faster than this. There it is, T. Judy Miller. I'm going to go into Judy Miller's contact record. And it will remember me because I had the same email address. But if I scroll down, you'll see that I got 2 tags today. Awesome newsletter sign up, and I already had website opt-in, so it didn't put that one in. But it did add the awesome newsletter list. But it remembered that I had this one, so Infusionsoft will never give you 2 of the same tag. So that's good to know. If I scroll down a little bit and click right on this campaigns tab right in the middle, you'll see here's my recent campaign history. And today I filled out a form. Where is it? Here it is. It's all the way to the top. Today I filled out a form on September 28th. I filled out the newsletter sign-up form. Infusionsoft applied tags. There was a tag already applied, so it applied awesome newsletter list, and then it sent off the welcome email number 1. Did all of those things. 10:35, 10:35, 10:34. So it all happened automatically. If you scroll down, you can see upcoming campaign items, and you can see that on October 2nd, it's going to send out more fun stuff. On October 9th, an invite. Then there's a timer, and you can see that I'm in other campaigns, so you can see the other emails that I'm getting. But we know that it worked, and if I come here and go to my contacts, and I'm going to do a search, so I'm going to come to contacts. I'm going to do a new search, and I just want to find people that have the awesome newsletter tag. So I'm going to come to tags. I'm going to start typing in awesome newsletter list because that's the tag that I made today, and hit search. And there should be 1 person in here with that tag because she just filled out the form, and there she is. So we know that the tagging worked, the search worked, the campaign worked, the emails worked. So I hope that you think that that's amazing and awesome and amazing. Inside the campaign builder, I can open up my newsletter sign up and say that you want to make another campaign exactly like that to test out. You can come to actions, and I can come here to make a copy, and I can make the exact replica of that campaign with everything that's in it, put in 5-minute timers, publish it, and test myself right through it. I'm going to show you a couple more slides and I'll get to questions. So remember this one thing, it's super important. Your simple one campaign is better and more important than your complex none campaign. A lot of people that get Infusionsoft try to build out what's on the right before really feeling confident about what's on the left. And all that really is on the right, if you really, really dissect it, is a goal that leads to a sequence, that leads to a goal, that leads to a sequence. And Infusionsoft automatically has it baked in that if somebody reaches the next goal to the right, everything to the left will stop. It's automatically baked in there. So this campaign is just a lot of goals that are connected to a lot of sequences, and when they meet the next goal to the right, it stops everything to the left. You have to be comfortable and really confident with what's going on the left in order to build out what's on the right, but you'll get there. So I always have a challenge at the end of my webinars: build out a simple campaign, create and automate with the builder, publish it, put yourself in like I put myself in today, test it out and see that magic happen, and then add to it and see the magic begin. My email address is basictraining@infusionsoft.com, and if you want to test it out and add me in, that's great. I'll let you know how it does. And yesterday I shared a picture of my granddaughter Everly with you, and was taken yesterday, so I wanted to share it with you. She is my pride and joy. I just love her to death, and you can see it was a beautiful day in Arizona. And yes, we do have water in Arizona, and there's proving it. So let me get to questions. So Dylan said, is there a way to A/B split test? Not organically inside Infusionsoft is there a way to A/B split test. There are some third-party applications that you can get inside of our marketplace that will split test for you. One is called Plus This. To get to the marketplace, just let me show you how to get there. If you just come here to this little icon that has the 4 little squares, you can come to Apps. And if you type under Apps, A/B split testing, it will automatically take you to the people that have apps that do that. There are some tricky ways to do it inside Infusionsoft, but they're kind of hacky, and I don't want to teach you how to do anything hacky inside the campaign builder, because if you do it, our support team won't know how to support you. I have a question from Tulane, I think you pronounce it. Hi, Judy. If you click the hosted button from the last page, what happens or how do we use it? So let me show you how to use it. I'll give you an example. Double click. You build it out. You publish it. I don't know why it's taken so long to open. You come to the code. You grab your hosted URL. I'm going to open up YouTube because I actually used it on YouTube as an example. So this is my basic training webinar channel. And if you'll notice, if you have a YouTube channel, on your admin page, they give you a place to put a link. So my link is right here under marketing ideas. So in my admin, I added that URL. So if someone comes to my basic training webinars and they click on marketing ideas, I don't have a website anymore because I was paying $100 a year and I didn't want to pay for it because I can just lead people there from my YouTube page. Infusionsoft hosts this form for me and people can fill it out with their first name and email and start getting marketing ideas. They're really old because I haven't updated it. I was just doing this as a test, but this is just a banner, content, a title, first name, email, and sign me up. And that's how it's used. If you want to use it in Facebook, you would just open up your Facebook page. You'd come to your business page. Oh, look, there's Everly when she was a baby. You come to your business page, and you can just add the URL right to write something, and I already have one in here, I think. So newsletter sign up, powered by Infusionsoft. I added the image that I wanted. You put in the URL. You can change whatever you want to change here, and when somebody clicks on there in your Facebook page, it will open up that form. And there it is. Logo, content, first name, last name, email, subscribe now. Hosted by Infusionsoft, you can use it in a multitude of places on your Facebook page or on your YouTube page or on LinkedIn. So Tulane also asked, is that delay from the first contact or the last email? Great question. I'm just waiting to get back to the campaigns. When someone signs up, they get this first email immediately. Then it waits 3 days after they get that first email. After 3 days, they get email number 2. Then Infusionsoft is going to wait 5 more days, and then they get email number 3, and then it's going to wait 1 more week. Awesome? Awesome. So we have a couple more minutes, so I want to explain the other timers. You can't put 2 different kinds of timers in one thread. So just say that I want everyone to get this first email, and then I'm going to grab another start, or let me not confuse you and go to a different sequence. In this sequence, I'm going to use something called a date timer. I grab the date timer, double click it, and this one I'm going to send on a specific date. So I'm going to send this one on Halloween. And then I'm going to grab an email, and I'm going to put Happy Halloween. Another timer, and this one I want to go on maybe 3 days after Halloween, which is my sister's birthday. And mine is on Halloween, so that's kind of cool. And then grab another email, and this one might be, were you scared? And I don't know why I would do that, send something for Halloween and then after, but that's how you would use the date timers. The field timers are a little bit different. The field timer is used for a specific field inside someone's record. So I'm going to put an email here that's going to be called Happy Birthday. And there's going to be a birthday coupon with coupon. I'm going to double click the field timer, and I want this to go out 3 days before their birthday. And you can pick different fields that are represented inside that contact record. But just be forewarned, if my birthday is not in that field, I won't get the email. So you can put 10,000 people into this campaign, but if the birthday field is not filled out inside of their contact record, they will never get that birthday coupon. So you need to make sure it's filled out. You can do it 3 days before, I can do it 3 days after, or I can do no delay. And no delay would send it right on their birthday. But it's always nice to send it before their birthday because they get lots of stuff in their birthday. So in celebration of your birthday this month, I wanted to send you a 20% off coupon. So that's always a good idea. And inside of our strategy guides, we do have a free birthday campaign that even has the images in it. So that would be a really good one to start with. So those are our different timers. We have the delay timer, days, months, years, weeks. The date timer that will go off on a specific date. So if you have a webinar coming out and you want to send a reminder on a specific date, and a field timer that comes off of, that would be the appointment reminder. Hey, don't forget, your dog, Webster, is being groomed on the 15th of October at 2 o'clock, and you can send that email automatically inside Infusionsoft. So thank you for joining me. I hope that this was beneficial and I hope that it helped. If you ever have any questions, you can email me at basictraining@infusionsoft.com. Please take a look at the strategy guide. And if you have any questions, there is a chat button there. The questions should be related to the campaign strategy that you installed. And I really, really appreciate you guys being customers. We love our customers. We really are here to serve you. That's why I have a job, so I'm so happy. Thank you for coming to my webinars, and I hope you'll join me again. And I hope you'll connect with me sometime, at basictraining@infusionsoft.com. If you have any questions, please feel free. We are here for you guys. And we love you guys. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye-bye. I'll be sending the recording and all the goodies that I promised this afternoon. It may be after lunch because I'm trying to edit all the mumbo jumbo out of it. So hopefully it will be at lunchtime. Thank you so much for joining me and for being an Infusionsoft customer. Hope you have a great Thursday. Bye-bye.